Hello and welcome back to Hightail. Today we will be commemorating the last time I will be making a Hightail video. Yes, I am finished. This is going to be the end of Soytail. I will no longer be soying at anything. My soyness will be gone forever. It truly was a soy tale, but I will be moving on to other things. Ever since my last episode only got 60 views, and it got like 15 views in the first day, I kind of took that as a wake-up call. I was like, wow, okay, I guess people aren't really watching this anymore. I don't know why. I found Pomni and Hightail HD Real Not Clickbait was a perfect title, but I digress. But I took it as a wake-up call, and I'm going to now be moving on to different things. I will be posting different videos. This is the end of Soytail. My sissy liberal politics ain't cool enough for you, I guess. One day I may return once I've ascended to Mega Chud Prime, but today is not that day. So as a commemoration of my time in Hightail, I've decided to review the entire game. I think I have enough of experience in this game to make an actual extensive, comprehensive review. I've played 161 hours of this. And it's time for my hot takes, okay? My hot takes about the game. I hope you will enjoy. Good morning, Peep. You know what, Ruben? You're okay. I like you. So I think I have enough experience in this game that I can actually give it a well-done, hearty review. I have the best armor and weapons. I've explored and conquered every zone that this game has to offer. So I think that I certainly am allowed to speak my piece about the game. So here it is. Here are my hottest, spiciest takes about the game of Hightail. I like Hightail. I think it's good. I think there's a lot to love about this game, and I do think it's worth the $20, and I see the potential that this game is going to become so clearly. Like, I see the passion. I like the look. I don't criticize the look. I like the look of Hightail. I like the maybe overly detailed 32 by 32 or even 64 by 64 look of Hightail. I enjoy it. I think it looks good. I have heard some people have compared this to like I don't know, mostly my friends compared it to like a mobile game. One of my friends compared it to Farmville. That kind of fucked me up, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think that's true. I think the game, for the most part, looks pretty damn good. Another thing I like is I like the world gen. I really do. I think the coolest part about Hightail's world gen is that it makes continents, which Minecraft doesn't do. Truly every ocean in Minecraft is a lake because it's always surrounded by land. But in Hightail, you just have a giant continent that is also surrounded by water. I will say, as a side note, a little nitpick, I do not like how many fire islands surround the main continent. And I hope that when World Gen 2 comes out, they won't have as many fire islands. I really do. I like the combat. I think the combat is pretty fun. I think it's simple, but also just complicated enough in order to make a game like this, a simple game like this, feel new and novel and have enough strategy without being that overwhelming. Especially for me, who is not a absolute, gamer lord. I wouldn't say I'm particularly talented when it comes to gaming, especially when it comes to combat in these games. My majority of my time playing anything is Minecraft, though. That is the basis of most of my gaming prowess. I enjoy exploring in this game. I think it is very interesting. It's very fun. There's a lot to see, and there's a lot to gawk and soy face at, as you all well know, because that is quite literally what I do in every single episode. But we're not here for positivity and love. No. We're here for my scathing criticisms, my negativity that brings the views in, No. You're all here for what I put in the title. I, of course, think that Minecraft still is better than Hytale, which let me explain myself, okay? I'm doing a bit of a Mott and Bailey fallacy here, but forgive me, it's for views. For me, specifically, I will always think Minecraft is better. It just caters to my needs and my creative drive a lot better than Hytale ever will. But I can concede that I fully think that somebody would enjoy Hytale more than Minecraft, especially if they have a different kind of playstyle than I do. And there's a lot of things in Hytale that I really do love. This isn't as much of a Hytale hate video as you might have well thought. But I will say, I probably wouldn't have played this much Hytale if I wasn't making videos on it. Which I'm glad I was making videos on it. I think it was a really cool experience doing so. I think the main reason why I will never actually fully make the switch to Hytale is probably when it comes to sandbox games, I always am primarily a builder. And building in this game is fun, but I think that Minecraft might have a few legs up on it, and it's kind of out of philosophies. Minecraft kind of gets a pass for not trying. I know that sounds stupid, but it's true. There are things in Hytale that kind of pigeonhole you into a theme. I have to basically build in a relativistically fantasy medieval theme. Like, I do try my best to get away from that. Like, I build bathrooms, and this is supposed to be in like an early 19th century harbor. But I actively have to fight against Hytale's theme in order to do that. If I want to make a car, I can do that, but it's gonna look kind of odd considering that there's, you know, decorative wagons in the game that have wheels and everything. And the furniture options at first seem like a very cool, exciting new thing. I do think that they actually kind of bog down the game in some respects. For instance, like in Minecraft, what is a chair? A chair is just a stair block, but a chair in Hytale tells you so much about what it is. Like, this chair in Hytale looks really nice. Like, it's super easy to decorate in Hytale. But once I put this down, this implicitly tells a lot about what time period we are trying to set ourselves in. What if I wanted to be a cyberpunk setting? Well, there isn't really an option for that. Where in Minecraft, basically all that you have is this very interpretive idea of a stair block being a chair. Now, you can do that in Hytale as well, but you're gonna feel kind of left out. If you, like, specifically don't use any furniture, you're gonna feel a little bit disconnected from the rest of the game. So this is why I say that Minecraft kind of gets a point for not trying. Even Minecraft's new cushion block, which I was very surprised to see just get announced, that's very new, doesn't even, like, necessarily stop us from understanding a time period. It never quite leans into a theme as much as Hytale does. And I respect it. I respect Minecraft's philosophy of, like, abstract limitation. It gives me more power by giving me less. Now, I will say this, I do think that Minecraft needs, like, better placeable items. I love how you can place books in Hytale. If you could place books in Minecraft, I think that would be awesome. If you could place potions in Minecraft, if you could place other things, like, the cakes are the only placeable food. Why can't we place down, like, pumpkin pie, for instance? That would be nice. If there were more placeable foods in Minecraft, I would love that. That would be great. And Hytale does that perfectly. There's so many placeable things. I don't think placeable items affect the theme, but I do think furniture certainly does. Video games like Terraria and Animal Crossing avoid these types of issues by having such a wide variety of different furniture options. But even then, if you do use a certain type of furniture, it's always going to look the same. Minecraft always rewards creativity in a way that I respect more. But building in Hytale isn't bad, it certainly is a lot of fun. I love building inside the theme. It's super easy to do interior decorating, where interior decorating in Minecraft is notoriously hard. So as long as I fit towards the theme, Hytale is fantastic, but I don't always want to do that. So building is a main reason why I will always stay to Minecraft rather than Hytale, but another reason is a big one, and that is the fact that there is no redstone equivalent, and I do think that is a big reason why I will never actually make the switch, because one, building in different themes other than medieval, and the puzzle-solving nature of creating with redstone are two giant components of how I play Minecraft that I just will never actually truly make Hytale the main game I play. But other than that, I do think that Hytale really does struggle when it comes to progression. I think that Hytale isn't necessarily, oh, the easiest game in the world, or it's not the problem that it's easy. It's the problem that there is a lack of urgency when it comes to exploring the world. From the moment you enter Hytale, you are basically safe. This is a problem I have. I don't think you should be safe in a game once you enter it. I think you should be, relatively endangered. You should have some incentivization to do some things in order to be safe. But Hytale, the moment you get copper tools, if you just stay in the same place, you'll never die. There might be a void monster or a skeleton, but they're easy enough to fight while only having copper tools. And I do think this is a absolute fundamental problem with the game. It's that it doesn't actually incentivize you to explore its progression system. In fact, when I first started playing, I forgot about the desert entirely, and I just never went there. And I just kept on just building and playing within the Zone 1. And exploring only Zone 1, and I didn't realize that the desert was going to be a fundamental step in the progression system. I didn't even know that, and the main reason is because I felt so comfortable just being in the same place all the time. So I never really felt the need to go out to the desert to get thorium armor. Where in other survival games, they will have either hunger bars, or the night will be dangerous and you will have to fend yourself off of monsters. Minecraft obviously does both of those things. Terraria doesn't have a hunger bar, but every single night is super dangerous in Terraria that you have to make a settlement. Where in Minecraft, if you stop and do nothing, you're gonna die. Minecraft incentivizes you to make farms. It incentivizes you to make a settlement and a place that is safe. Hytale doesn't do that. You already are safe from the get-go. So do I think that Hytale should add nighttime mobs? No, I don't really think so. I think Hytale is doing something a little bit different. And I certainly don't think Hytale should add a hunger bar. If I were to suggest something, it would probably be raids. If there were goblin raids that fought settlements could be considered either active crafting tables or beds. And once you have created your own little place, raids will come down from the night, and then they will actually fight you. I think that there should be like a raid that is intertwined with the progression system, and much in the same vein as like Valheim. If you want to learn about a good progression system, play the game Valheim. I think it has a great progression system. It's just a little too hard for me. I'm not a gamer. I can't beat it. It's too hard. Valheim, once you defeat a boss, different levels of raids will come and attack your settlement. So you have to create, like, it incentivizes you to create, like, walls around your place, and it also incentivizes you to get good armor while you are at home as well. So let's say your third night, a goblin raid comes that might be fairly easy. This might be our tutorial raid, and you would have to defend your settlement. I'm not saying monsters should be able to break your buildings like they do in Valheim, but I am saying that you should have to at least have that sense of danger, the sense of urgency in order to protect yourself. I never feel like I need to protect myself unless I'm going exploring. But again, why should I go exploring if I'm already comfortable and happy where I am? Like, obviously, you're probably going to do it out of curiosity, but it's better to have a actual incentivization, in my opinion. Now, I understand that Hytale is an unfinished game, and there will be bosses in the future, and I'm excited to play those. And once Hytale does get bosses, I think I will come back to the game. But as it stands, I just feel like there's so little reason to do so. I also think the progression isn't the best because it makes everything a little too easy. Now, don't get me wrong, I die a lot in this game, but I do not think I should be the measure of how difficult something is. I'm mostly dying out of my own damn stupidity, not because the game is particularly difficult. The armor type you get before you go to the next zone is good enough. You'll be fine. So it's like, I want a bit more of an incentivization to go out and get the new armors, To a degree, Hytale does do that, but I just don't think it does it well enough. I never really want to go out and do something, I feel like Hytale's main struggle is that it doesn't incentivize you to play the game unless you already want to play it. That sounds weird, but like I feel like I need to do something. A good example is probably farming. There's quite literally no reason to upgrade your farming table unless you want to farm trees and get all the different wood types. I'm not a big fan of the farming system in Hytale, and I think that could actually be an entire video of its own. I really do think the farming loop is really bad. There is no need to farm anything other than pumpkins. Every single vegetable makes a vegetable skewer, so you don't actually need to farm different types of vegetables. The only reason you farm anything is to get life essence, and the only reason you get life essence is to farm petals. And you would only farm petals if you want to build a house, which there's no incentivization to build a house, besides me, who's a builder who wants to build. You should want to farm for progression reasons rather than building reasons, but ultimately there really isn't a reason why you would do that. But like once you get, let's say, carrots, you don't need to farm any other vegetable. You're done. You finished. You beat farming. That's all you ever needed, was just one thing. Now, yes, you could say that pies, like pumpkin pies, need pumpkins or something. But I have played 160 hours of this. I've defeated every single zone. I still haven't eaten a pie yet. The only thing I use pies for is decoration. I legitimately haven't eaten one. I don't even know what they do. I assume they're, well, I kind of know what they do from their description. I think they're just better food. But still, I defeated the desert. I defeated the tundra. I defeated Zone 4 and Agartha. I defeated all these things. And I didn't eat a single pie. Maybe a pie would have been useful fighting that T-Rex in Agartha. Still have never fought a T-Rex on camera. It's a shame. So, speaking of incentive, I built this lighthouse over here, and this lighthouse is supposed to be my wizard tower, basically. So coming over here, inside the lighthouse, I have the bottom of the wizard tower, which has my teleportation area. And this is like the wizard's house and place where he would be. And up here is where the wizard casts his spells, and here's where he has all his different, magics that he would use. The magic table is used for a couple things. It's used for these weapons here. I do like how there is a magic almost class, and I would maybe want to like do a playthrough where I only use magic items. Hopefully they add more in the future. But then obviously what the magic table is used for is creating teleporters. And I think teleporters are too overpowered. This is my hot take. I don't like teleporters. They're too easy to use. What they're doing is not incentivizing you to build. This is a problem I have in Minecraft, sort of. When it comes to the nether, I was talking to a friend, I don't know how long ago, a while back, but he was talking about how he doesn't like the nether and he would rather have it if the nether didn't exist, which I disagree with. I don't know if he would say that he would rather have the nether didn't exist, but he said that the nether working as a shortcut for the overworld stops incentivization of making highways in the overworld, and it stops you from building build a little shelter here so that on the road of exploring I can come back. No, I don't necessarily agree with that fully. I think that Minecraft comes up with a pretty good compromise where the nether is only 8 blocks to every 1 block, so it's not like a perfect teleporter, and it also is pretty hard to be in the nether. It's a challenge to be in the nether. And it still incentivizes you to build within the nether to create nether highways, at least. So you still are, creating something. So I don't necessarily agree that, the nether should be a perfect one-to-one overworld to nether. But in Hytale, you can get a anarchist workbench super quickly. And the only reason I didn't do it so quickly was because I kind of forgot about it. I defeated Zone 4 before I had any teleporters. I defeated the Tundra, Zone 4, Agartha, all of those things. And then I realized, when I was looking at the crafting recipe, it takes only 10 thorium. Look at this guy. He's fully inside this block right now. It takes only 10 thorium. So, realistically, the moment you enter the desert, get a couple thorium, and thorium's pretty easy to get once you're in the desert, you can now teleport anywhere, and you don't need a horse to explore. You don't need to create these pathways. The only reason I created this pathway here was because I forgot about the workbench itself. And also, I kind of stopped myself from doing anything. The one thing I haven't explored in this game is potions, and that's because I wanted to build this apothecary before I ever explored potions. I still want to figure out, what are these morphing potions? This is my promise for the end of this video. I'm going to create one of each of these morphing potions. I'm very curious about those. But yeah, I actively stop myself from exploring aspects of this game in order so that I can, build more, and, I create my own incentives. That's just my style. The problem is that if you have a teleporter, you don't need to build any roads. You don't need to build anything. You can literally explore the world way too easily. So if I were a Hytale dev, I would actually, this would be controversial because I know that people, once they have a mechanic and you get rid of it, they would be mad about that. But if I were a Hytale dev, I would say, I'm sorry, but you're not allowed teleporters anymore. They're all gone. But instead, what I would have is mini bosses in every single zone. So there's going to be a mini boss in zone 1, and you defeat the mini-boss, and then the mini-boss drops an item, and that item activates the portal. Like, the mini-boss is protecting the portal. So then you could have one of those in every single zone. Each one of those portals can't be broken. They would, like, act as, like, you know, the Ender portal can't be broken in Minecraft. These portals can't be broken. They can't be moved. And they would connect to each other. So it's like, there's a portal in zone 1. You get it, and you activate the portal. And then you go to zone 2, and then you would find a mini-boss, and that mini-boss would be protecting another portal. And then once you activate that portal, you know, you can then travel to that portal. I think this would be a good compromise. Again, like, it would be controversial because people don't like it when you take away an element of a game that they used to have. But I would prefer it. Portals are too overpowered, and I know that I could just not use them. Sure, okay? I could just not use a portal, but it's there, and it's convenient, and so I'm gonna use it. I can't stop myself. I don't have that self-control. I have the self-control to not explore workbenches, but I'm gonna be honest, like, the majority of the reason why I never explored the workbenches was because I forgot about them. So that being said, I fully understand how somebody would like Hytale more than Minecraft. There's a lot of things to love. I love how quickly you can move. I love how convenient it is to jump up blocks. In fact, going back to Minecraft, it makes it a little bit difficult because you're like, God damn, Minecraft is such a slow version of this game. But ultimately, I don't know if I will ever make the traverse and stay with Hytale over Minecraft. That's my review of the game. I think that it is worth it. You should play it, and especially once it comes out and there's bosses, I'm gonna come back to the game. That's pretty easy. That's like, Soytail will return once there are bosses in this game. And once they fix progression. And hopefully they fix farming. I'm gonna be honest. I think the worst part about farming in this game is the fact that there's life essence. There shouldn't be life essence. It's horrible. It should be a video on its own for me to talk about, like, farming needs complete reworking. Because the progression of farming is just, it's bad. It's not that good. But, you know, that's a conversation for another day. But other than that, what am I even doing in this episode? I've just been creating, like, this plateau here. Why am I doing that? Well, I was thinking about building another building, but I don't know if I'll do that in this episode or ever. I think I just wanted to do something in the background that was a little bit more mindless so that I could have the conversation. I was thinking about building a bakery back here, but I don't know. That's a whole video idea right there. And again, this is the last episode of Hytale. If you wanted me to do more Hytale, you should have given me more views on my amazing digital Hytale video, okay? That's your fault. If this video blows up and it gets 1 billion views, will I come back? Or will I just not? I think I won't. You know what? I don't think I'll come back. Maybe I will. Maybe it would be too much of a missed opportunity to not come back. My Hytale videos have been progressively getting less and less views, so it's just advantageous for me to just wake up and say, yeah, the show's over. But you know what? I had a fun ride. Let's try and make some potions, shall we? Let's explore the potions of this game. Let's actually explore the final thing that I haven't explored in this game. Morphing potions. This is pretty easy. What is this? Is this new? Oh, popberry bomb. Oh, this is what you do with boom powder. Is that new? Was that in last episode? I don't remember seeing this. Weird. Maybe I really just didn't look at it. All right, well, let's make some morphing potions. I don't know what they are. I assume they might be polyjuice potions that you turn into a dog, or you turn into a pigeon, or you turn into a frog. Let's make a dog morphing potion. Let's see what this does. Let's see what it freaking does. Okay. All right, let's drink it. Oh my god. I'm a fucking dog. Oh, look at me, I have armor on. Wait, 1 second. Oh, what if I put it on? Oh, okay. Damn, that's crazy. Whoa. Oh my god, I do turn into a dog. That's insane. You know, for some reason, I didn't actually expect it to do that, but I guess it makes sense. What the hell? Like, this was my only guess, but I just didn't, I was like, maybe it will do something different. Dude, this is insane. This is awesome, actually. What the fuck? Okay, let's create one of these. Oh, shit. Oh, was there a timer? I didn't even see it. Oh, okay, so there was a timer. Oh, this is fun. All right, I can't wait to be a pigeon. That's the big one. All right, let's see. Iron daggers. Oh, that is so cool. I can't wait to fly around. You know what? That'll be the end of the series. I'm gonna fly around, do a tour of my world. That's expensive that it takes iron daggers. Let me build 2 of them. You know what? Fuck it. Let's build 3 of them. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna create all of them. Boom. 3 pigeon potions. Alright, what does this turn me into? Oh, it just turns me into a mouse. Let's turn myself into a frog. Let's see what this looks like. Look at me go. Okay. I don't know the use for this. Why would I ever be a frog? Well, this is fun. I'm jumping all the way back to my house. There I am. Alright. Now let's be a mouse. Oh, that one's even crazier. Look how stupid that is. I'm covered in so much shit. Oh, I can hold something. I didn't even realize. I'm holding my pickaxe. Well, that was a lot of fun. I certainly hope you enjoyed watching my Hytale series. Thank you so much for tuning in every single week. I'll give a special thanks to some consistent commenters. Thank you to my actual friends in real life who would consistently comment and actually watch every single video and were a big part of why I kept on making this series. And then also the fans that I accumulated along the way. We're gonna shout out Markamus. We're gonna shout out Sandy. No Perdover. No Pewdover. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. We're gonna shout out Vanny. We're gonna shout out First Run Fizzy. I think that is the majority. And then Joseph Lavoie. I can't pronounce all these names. Joseph Lavoie. All of you consistently commented, consistently watched every single episode, despite me not being very popular. Thank you. Honestly, every time anybody commented, it would just brighten my day on it, like just to be a little sappy, a little sissy boy for a second. Thank you for being part of the Soytail journey through all the ups and downs. Many downs, many downs. Thank you, peep. I think that's everybody, right? I appreciate you, and have a good one. Let's go. Oh. Wait, seriously? Why is this so expensive if you can't fly? What? How do I fly? Shift? I definitely thought I was gonna be able to fly. Really? What if I take off my armor? Does that help? Nope. Well, excuse me for thinking that I was gonna be able to fly if I was a bird.